Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Here I am discussing your last year questions for WB BSc Assistant Engineering examination, and in this video I am going to discuss your question from 2003. Okay, so after getting lots of requests, and also I have conducted a voting process whether I need to make videos for other examination. But in the voting process, you guys have opted for West Bengal Public Service Commission. So let's start. This is for 2003 question paper. In this video I am going to discuss first 33 questions. Okay, so as per me, all the questions are more or less easier, but there are lots of questions which are conceptual as well as memory based. Okay, so let's start. First question: for effective control of silt entry into the canal, the seal of the head regulator should be. Well, this is a question from your irrigation, and this is a quite sort of memory based question, and the answer is that for effective control of silt entry into the canal, you have to maintain the seal of the head regulator above the seal of undersluice. Okay, both the options are same, so you may tick any of these two. Next question: stopping distance. This is an easy one, and this question has been taken from your transportation or traffic engineering. You know that stopping distance, that is SSD, is simply your 2.5 VB plus v square by 2GF. Well, this first term is known as your lag distance. This is the distance which you cover during the thinking process, and this is the braking distance, or SB. So C is correct one. This is a question from your structure. The question is fixed end moment in vertical member of portal in case of a shoe. Well, let's say this is a portal, all the joints are fixed, and now if there is a sway, let's say with amount of delta. Okay, so what are this moment? Simply 6 EI delta by L square, where L is this length. So D is correct one. Next, this question has also been taken from your structure. In a propped cantilever, this is a propped cantilever beam subjected to your UDL. So this is the UDL. UDL means this reaction is 3 omega L. If this is the intensity, omega L by 8. Okay, and you have to find the point of contraflexure at, well, if this is 3WL by 8, let's say the point of contraflexure is at a distance of x from propped end. So the point of contraflexure means at this point your bending moment is simply 0. Okay, so at this point, what is the bending moment? The bending moment due to this UDL is simply Wx square by 2, and due to this is clockwise and this is anti-clockwise. So let's say this is positive, this is negative, and this is 3WL by 8 times your x is equal to 0 as per the condition. Okay, and from here we are getting your Wx square by 2 is coming as 3WL by 8 times x, or cancel W, x, and you are getting x is equal to 3 by 4. So this is coming as 3 by 4, and if this is the total length, then this is 1 by 4. So the point of contraflexure will occur at 1/4 from fixed end. This is the fixed end, so C is the correct one, and this is quite conceptual. Okay, and also you need to remember this value. Next, self purification of natural steam is caused due to dilution, turbulence of water, oxidation, reduction, all of this. Okay, so D is correct one. Influence line diagram or influence line of structure follows principle of this easy one, that is your Muller-Breslau principle. Imhoff tank is basically used for storing overhead, not at all. You may be confused watching this tank word. So this is not that type of tank which is used for our overhead water supply. Survival of fish, not at all. Removing of odor, no. This is the tank which is used or which is normally associated with your sewage. Working out the exact quantity, okay, not rough. This is the question from your, may say that quantity estimating. Okay, So working out the exact quantities of various item of work is known as estimating. No, estimating is related to your rough quantity. At the time of estimating, you don't find the exact quantities. Okay, mensuration is something related to the measurement of your length, area, volume, etc. So mensuration is not correct. Valuation is also not correct, because valuation is the process to find out the present value of anything which has been built up at some past time. Okay, so correct one is quantity survey. In broad crested rectangular wire, the discharge, what is the equation for this discharge? Simply CD times square root of 2G times L, where L is the length of the wire or width, whatever you can say, and H is the working head times to the power 3 by 2. So here your discharge Q varies with your head with this relation, that is H to the power 3 by 2. Hardness in water is mainly due to nitrate, not at all, phosphate, no, fluoride, no, carbonate. Okay, so hardness in water is mainly due to your carbonate or bicarbonate. Okay, next, treatment of water in contract beds, trickling filter, oxidation pond. Well, in trickling filter, what happens? You placed a lot of stone like this, and your sewage passed through this. Okay, and what happened? With due course of time, a film is generated. Okay, a bacterial film is generated here, and this is the film which generated from the biodegradable material from your sewage, and this happens completely in presence of your air. So this treatment procedure involve your aerobic decomposition. Okay, the loss of pressure head for the laminar flow through pipes. So what is the equation for loss of head? So that is H is equal to FL V square by 2GD. Okay, this is the very famous formula, and here H is the head, so pressure head H here varies with V square, so as the square of velocity. Which one is the fastest method of constructing tube well? Okay, so this is a question which can be answered both from memory as well as your practical experience. Okay, here D is the straight cut answer, that is hydraulic rotary method. This is the fastest one. Guide bank, another question from your education. Guide banks are provided while if this is let's say this is the canal, and here you are supposed to construct some barrage, something like that. Okay, but the water is flowing like that. So obviously you are interested to control this flow width, and then you provide some guide banks. Okay, like this, to control or to train the flow of river or canal, whatever it is, along a specified course. The specified course is here, that through this barrage. Okay, so A is correct one. When the drain water flows freely under a cross running canal, okay, the system is called, very important one. So here drain water mainly refer to your river, okay, or natural stream. So river is flowing here, this is the high flood level. Okay, and you have to cross this river, or this canal has to cross this river, then you build some structure here. Okay, these are the piers or something like that, and this is the deck. Here your canal flows, but here river flows freely. This system is known as your aqueduct. Okay, when the rivers happen, that means you built a structure to pass or to cross this natural stream. In that case, this is known as your super passage. Okay, next question from soil mechanics. For a clay slope of height 10 meters, stability number is 0.05. I think this is gamma something, and this is cohesion, and you have to find the critical height of the slope. Okay, so the stability number Sn is your C by gamma h. Okay, And to find the safe height, you may add some factor of safety, but here there is no question of factor of safety. So simply calculate H is equal to C by Sn or stability number times gamma, and C is 2.5. I'm not sure whether these are printing mistake or something is there within these values. Okay, but using this formula you can find out the correct result. In plastic analysis, the shape factor for rectangular section is, well, very conceptual question. Plastic analysis shape factor. What is shape factor? Your shape factor is the ratio of section modulus in case of plastic stage, that is ZP, divided by your section modulus in elastic state, that is ZE. Okay, but in rectangular section, let's say this is a rectangular section with your width B and depth is D. So what is the section modulus in elastic state? Simply your I by your Y max. Okay, so I by Y max, and I is 1 by 12 BD cube, Y max is your D by 2, which gives you BD square by 6. This is your ZE. And what is ZP or plastic modulus? Plastic modulus is, I have already made a detailed video based on this plastic analysis, or what is plastic modulus, how to find this, what is the background. You may watch this, okay, going to the playlist. But right now, well, ZP is your Y1 times A1 plus Y2 times A2. Well, what is A1? A1 is this area, and Y1 is the distance of this centroid for this area, okay, from the neutral axis, that is Y1, and this is Y2, sorry, this is A2, and Y2 is the distance of CG from neutral axis. For this case, this is Y2. But in rectangular section, as this is symmetric, so your A1 and A2 is equal, and that is your A1, A2 is equal to A by 2, where A is BD by 2. Okay, so ZP is coming as, and also Y1 is simply your D by 4, Y2 is also D by 4. Okay, so ZP is coming as your, this is your BD by 2 times D by 4, or BD square by 8. Okay, so now ZP is BD square by 8, or 1 by 8, and ZE is BD square by 6, or here this is 1 by 6, or 6 by 8. Sorry, here I made a mistake. There are two quantities, so I forgot to multiply this quantity with 2, so it is coming as BD square by 4. Okay, so this is not 8, this is 4, and this is also 4. So the shape factor is coming as 6 by 4, that is your 1.5. So this is a very conceptual question. You may memorize the shape factor for different sections like rectangular, circular, or your other shapes, but here I am discussing for others who don't know the background of this shape factor. Okay, so move on to the next question, that is question number 18. Burning of solid waste in controlled manner. This is a completely memory based question, here nothing to discuss, that is incineration. Question number 19. The water carried sewerage system remove, while domestic sewage, storm sewage, industry, all of the above. Lime is added to water. Why? To remove the hardness, or wastewater sample. So simply remove calcium hardness. How? If there is your calcium bicarbonate, okay, and if you add some lime, the calcium carbonate is formed. After addition of lime, your calcium carbonate is formed, and this is heavier, and it simply precipitates, and your calcium hardness is removed. Rising of center of road. If this is the road, this is the edge, and this is the center, you have to rise the center of the road with respect to the edge. So here is your center with respect to your edge. So what is this? Simply this is camber. Slope correction in chain. Well, let's say this is a slope with length L and this is H, but you are measuring this one instead of measuring this slope. So what is this length? This is coming as square root of L square minus H square. So what is the error? You have to make the correction after finding the error. So error is actual one is L, but you are measuring this one, that is square root of L square minus H square. Okay, so it is coming as L square root of 1 minus H square divided by L square. Okay, so take common L. Here is 1 minus H square by L square to the power half. Okay, using binomial theorem you can get L times 1 minus, this is 1 minus half times H square by L square, and ignore the other higher terms. Okay, so this is coming as L times 1 minus 1 plus H square by 2L square. Cancel 1 or L times H square by 2L square. Cancel L, so you are getting H square by 2L. This is the correct answer. So here option, I think option C. Yes, option C is correct. Next, artesian system is dash source of water. Very easy one. If you know what is artesian system. Artesian system is a water layer at the top of which there is some impermeable layer, at the bottom of which there is some impermeable layer. Okay, and the water in between these two impermeable layer, this is under the action of some pressure, due to which when you make some hole or well, it come out to the atmosphere. Okay, so this is a confined source of water. The stability of the upstream slope of an earth dam becomes critical for the condition. While this question has been repeated in some years, I have forgotten because I have discussed 2007, 14, 12, 16, I don't know in which year it has been repeated. The answer is your sudden drawdown. Okay, next question, ordinate of hydrograph indicate. This is also very easy one. This is time and this is your, what is this, meter cube per second. This is discharge, and you make some hydrograph like this. So this is C. Due to construction of weir, the upstream rise of water level is termed as grant. No, this is one type of hydraulic structure. Crest is a part of hydraulic structure. Spout is same. So efflux. A T-beam roof section has the following particles. You can read out the questions. Well, after a long time we have got the questions from your RCC. What is the formula to find out the effective flange width in case of a continuous T-beam? That is simply effective length divided by 6 plus width of rib BW plus this 6 times the depth of your slab or depth of your flange. Okay, here the effective span and effective span of beam is given as 5 meter, but it is continuous. Okay, so to find out the effective span, you have to multiply this with your 0.7. So this is coming as 0.7 times 5, and the answer is in centimeters. Convert everything in centimeter, meter, decimeter, centimeter. This is coming as your 350 centimeter. So put the values 350 by 6. What is the width of rib? 30 centimeter time plus 6 times what is the depth of slab or depth of flange? 10 centimeter. So this is coming as, if you calculate, 148 point something, and the closest value is 150. Please check it yourself. Okay, the simply supported determinate truss member versus joint relation. Well, what is the meaning of determinate? That means you can find out everything is determinate. Okay, so if this is a determinate truss, this is pin joint, this is roller, and this is one joint, two, third joint. Okay, so what are the unknowns? First unknown, second unknown, third unknown. So 3 reaction. okay, and for each member you have to find a single axial force, okay. So another set of unknown forces are the number of your member. Let's denote this by M. So these are the unknown, okay, and you have how many equations for each, as this is 2D truss, it is not mentioned, but you can assume it as 2D truss. So for 2D truss, for each joint you can make two set of equations, that is summation of fx is equal to 0 and summation of fy is equal to 0, okay. So you have here 3 number of joint, or let's say you have j number of joint, and for each joint you can find out two set of equations. So total 2j number of equations can be made, okay. So if the number of unknown are equal to number of equation, in that case everything is determinate. So the relation should be 3 plus m is equal to 2j, okay. So let's find out which option is correct one. Reduction factor of RCC column with L by, I think this is L by B, this is a printing mistake, this is not 6, this is B. L by B is 24. Is this a memory based question? This factor is given as 1.25 minus L by B times 48, okay, and here L by B is given as 24, so 24 by 48, which gives you 0.5. If you deduct your 0.5 from 1.25, the answer is coming as 0.75. Community waste, this is waste, mostly liquid, not containing excreta, okay. So you need not to read any further. If there is any sewage which does contain your excreta, that is known as silage, okay. Very short type questions. Next question. Sewage is what? Wastewater from bathrooms, kitchen, drains, everything, okay. Any wastewater, whether it is domestic or industrial. This is correct one. If Q is the discharge weighted perimeter of regime channel according to Lacey's theory, memory based question, but this question has been repeated also in some year, I don't know in which year, you can find it. So here the answer is your weighted perimeter or P is simply 4.75. This is correct one. California bearing ratio method for design of flexible pavement. While if you don't know the answer, if you just simply remember the process to find out the CVR value of anything, any material, what you do, you simply compare the load carrying capacity of that material with some your stone or standard value, okay. So simply in this method you consider the property of road material, okay. That's all. Very soon I will publish questions from 34 to your 66, okay. And if you want that in the next video I complete the whole 2003 question paper, please let me know in the comment section. And if there is any mistakes, if there is any wrong information which I have delivered completely unintentionally, pardon me and let me know in the comment box so that the others are also benefited, okay. Thank you very much. Keep on your preparation. I hope in the next coming examination definitely you will crack this West Bengal Public Service Commission Assistant Engineer examination.